All right, how are brand experts doing? You guys are in another Brands Experts podcast. Right here, we have Renue Artistry. It's an incredible facility in Palmdale, California. We also have the founder and the owner of the brand, Cherie Payne. She does a lot of different things. We will have her introduce herself, everything she's doing with the brand, and we'll also get into some of her background. So go ahead and introduce yourself, Cherie.
Well, hello, everyone. My name is Cherie Payne. I am the owner of Renue Artistry Salon.
Okay. So, let's see. Let's get into a little bit of the intro. Let us know a little bit about what your upbringing is like, where you were from, and like at what point in your life did you get into this beauty industry?
Okay. Well, let's say this. Probably over 30-something years ago, I decided to go to beauty school. But prior to that, as a single mom to my son, I had to make some changes, right? I had to figure out what am I going to do to take care of my child? And so one of the things that I looked into was cosmetology school. There was two options, cosmetology school and real estate school. And so I went to both of them, and cosmetology just basically panned out.
Okay.
As a little girl, just in the neighborhood, I would, play with my mom's hair, my grandma, just, play. We all played with dolls as a kid. So that was like my favorite, thing to just kind of braid the hair and, and so I discovered that I wanted to be a hairstylist.
Okay. And what area was this in?
Born and raised in Los Angeles, California.
Okay.
South Central, that is.
Okay.
And so, yeah, had to just figure it out.
Well, what would you say was the most important thing in navigating the difficulties and growing up in that environment? We hear a lot of stories about kind of people getting into things that make things difficult to you, like gangs and neighborhood violence and things like that. So how did you avoid those kind of things that trip people up and cause a lot of issues?
It's funny that you asked that question because as a kid, I would go outside and play, but I was in the house all the time. I stayed in the house under my grandmother.
Okay. My
grandmother taught me how to cook, and so to avoid those things, I basically stayed in the house. But as I got older, of course, having my son, I'm not gonna say who his father is right now, but having my son definitely had me in an environment that could have like taken me in a different direction. Okay. But I was able to avoid, gang violence. I was able to avoid, based on my past, I was able to avoid some of the things that people would have succumbed to.
Okay.
Even to being in a environment where my parents was on drugs. I decided growing up, watching them, that I didn't want to be that person. Okay. So I avoided the smoking and the drinking and all of that. So.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's very good that you did that, because it led to you, discovering entrepreneurship and the beauties of it. So that is one thing also that we wanted to get into in the beginning of this. When did you discover entrepreneurship? Was this something that you always wanted to do, or was it something that came over time?
It came over time. Okay. It was one of those situations where you almost, you forced into doing it. I never had a 9-to-5 job.
Really?
Never worked at McDonald's or anything, And like I said, so to back up, I had my son when I was 17.
Wow.
So having him at 17, it forced me to really grow up. It forced me to really figure out some things. And so, like I said, going to those two options, hair, because that was something I was doing as a kid, and then then real estate. Real estate kind of made sense because you think about, if I sell a house, I'm going to make this much money.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Right.
But the focus wasn't there because I had a little baby. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I think that going into entrepreneurship is like, you know, being a hairstylist. That's something that basically is an entrepreneur. You're self-employed. You don't have to answer to anybody. And so it just kind of took off from there.
Okay.
Being able to experience working in a salon and working in other people's salon, I decided it's time to get my own. So that was 30 years ago that I had my first salon in Inglewood, California.
Wow. Okay. I mean, that's incredible. 30 years ago. I mean, and to have what you have now, kind of that backstory is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what is your position at Renue Artistry?
So my position here at Renue Artistry Salon is that I am the founder and the owner, one. I'm also a hairstylist and a makeup artist here at the salon. Okay.
So now we're going to get into the history of the expert right here, kind of get into, that's what we like to go over, because a lot of people think this is something that you can do overnight, become an expert in the industry or expert of a brand, but it takes time. So let's get into that. Who were two of your mentors that helped you become an expert in the beauty industry?
Oh, that's a tough question. I would say, you know what? I'll give one mentor. It's the funniest thing.
Okay.
This individual, and I'm going to say his name, Ruben McCain. Okay. This individual was my hairstylist. Okay. Growing, when I was a teenager, he would, do my hair. And so even with sitting in his chair and then watching him, and I'm a visual learner, so I was able to see and watch all the other people in the salon, because this is before I decided I'm gonna go ahead and do hair. Right. And so I would say he was someone that I looked up to in the beauty industry. He still now does hair. He has a salon in Inglewood. Right. And so it's funny, when I opened up this place, he was the first person I called.
Wow.
It was the first person I called. I'm like, hey, Ruben, guess what? I'm opening up a salon, and, I'm going to need your expertise. Right. And so I would say Ruben. As far as anybody else, I can't really think of anybody else because he's the only one that came to mind. Okay. But I will say there are individuals throughout my journey that I was able to learn. Being able to go to beauty shows, you got and I'm speaking from our community. You got the Doris Mosley, and so being able to go and do some of the classes that she offered. Okay. You have there were so many experts in the industry that I was able to, go and watch. Also we have Lorenzo. Lorenzo is a product brand that we use here. We use Loren's products, but prior to that, I had been knowing him since I graduated from beauty school. Okay. And so he has definitely been one that I can go and bounce back and say, hey, what do you think about this? Or, I need information on, maybe contracts or something like that. And so he's always willing to help. So that's pretty much that one person would be, you said two, but that one person would be Ruben, because he definitely was my motto.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we feel going over that is so important with the experts that we talk to, is because a lot of people who are naturally gifted in different industries, but they think they can learn everything themselves. They and the fact that you got into the story, and, his skill, and just so many different ways that he's helped you was so important, because people need to know that to build something, there's resources from people,
Right.
from other experts. So to be able to tap into these experts and grow and learn from them is so important.
Right.
And so
Right.
just highlighting how important that is
Right.
is very important. So
You definitely have to stay educated.
yes,
You have to stay up with the trends, right? But you definitely have to educate yourself. Like I said, I'm a visual learner,
Right.
so I can watch you do a hairstyle, and I got it just like that, But just it's the professionalism that I love to maintain.
okay,
At the end of the day, because our industry has been, oh, you're just a hairstylist, you're just a makeup artist. No, we're professional. What somebody said, PhD, professional hair. They say professional hairdressers. I don't like to say hairdresser, but
Okay.
PhD sounds like professional hairstylist.
Right.
PHS.
That's okay.
Yeah,
That's important.
we're professionals.
Absolutely.
But I think too, at the end of the day, to say that you're a professional, you have to maintain professionalism.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. So now this is kind of a two-part, so we're going over both of them. How long did it take you to develop the Renue Artistry shop concept, and what is the concept behind the shop? Because you explained to me that this is not just a hair salon. There's a lot more to it. That's it brings in the artistry name. So if you can go over both of those, that would be great.
Okay, so I would say Renue Artistry, if I can go back, and I'm going to be perfectly transparent and honest. After having a salon 30-something years ago, my mindset was I never want to open up a salon ever again in life. And it was because of the experience that I had there. And it wasn't a bad experience. I think it was because I was young and I wasn't really educated. It was just, it happened. I opened up the salon. I'm the girl with the salon, but the behind the scenes part of it, as far as like the legal part of it, the paperwork and all of that, that was like, it was like challenging, but I maintained. I think I had that salon open for probably 4 years. Wow. So throughout my years of, working in salons, working in other people's salon, I felt that I have that energy that I like to see things happen. I like to, I like community. I like to help people. I like to see people successful, especially women, especially Black women.
Okay.
I love to see them feel beautiful on the outside, but as well on the inside. And I understand that throughout my journey in life, I went through some stuff. And I had to heal from a lot of things. And I went through, maybe not even loving myself to the point of like, I had to feel like I need to do all these things to my outer appearance to camouflage what was on the inside. And then I went through this healing process, right?
Right.
And so, like I said, throughout the years working in other salons, one thing my partner would say to me, like, you work in other people's salon and I see you doing all these things, you should open up your own. And I was like, no, and no, right? And it was one of those things that people see things in you that you typically don't see in yourself, but they're there.
Right.
They lie dormant. And so he just kept pushing me. And I'm like, no. So I would say 2000, this is 2023, 2022, I was offered a opportunity to open up a salon with a partner. And when she came to me, I was like, okay, I'll think about it, But my mindset at first was no, no, and no, no. But like I said, there's something inside of you. If you have it inside of you, it's almost something that you cannot do because it's going to come out eventually, right?
Absolutely.
And so that opportunity came and I'm like, okay, well, let's figure it out. Let's see what we can do.
Mm-hmm.
And so once I said yes, then all of that, it just started coming. All of these visions, all of these desires, all of these past, dreams and stuff that I had, they start coming up.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, yeah, let's do this. Let's do it. Okay, I got a vision for this and that. And so originally, I was going to open up a salon in Lancaster. And that salon was actually going to be from the ground up. It was an empty shell.
Wow. Okay.
It was a lot of work that was going to be done, but I had this partner in my mind. We're going to do this together. And so as we move forward in, trying to get all of the legal aspects of it together, she decided, I don't want to. So she pulled out. So when she pulled out, it left me like, I still want to do it because I have so many visions for the community, and then just everything that I have within inside of me, I want to share. It's like I want to give it away, right? And so after, still trying to pursue it, it became overwhelming. Going through the city of Lancaster, it became overwhelming. Going through the having to draw up architectural plans and going through all of that, it was just overwhelming to the point where I was just like, okay, God, it got to be a different way, and so I prayed about it. I was in a situation where, God, if there's a place, because if it's meant to be, it's going to be, right?
Right.
But if there's a place that's already available where there's like a space,
mm-hmm.
that maybe have rooms, because I wanted suites as well as a few stations. If there's a place that have rooms or even a salon, then that's what I want to do, right? I called a realtor, and the realtor was like, oh, there's no salons available. If nobody is selling their salon, there's no spaces, no office, none of that. And so to make a long story short, I got into a situation where I was working. Unfortunately, it didn't work out because knowing that I was in the process of putting a salon together, the actual owner at that salon made a decision to say, I rented your space out because basically you told me you was opening up a salon.
Wow.
And it would be ready in 2 months, which I said it would be ready once we got all of the paperwork together. And my partner is a contractor, so he was able to say, once we get everything solidified, we can knock it out in about 2 months. That was the conversation. However, I was forced to really trust God, right? But I was forced to have to figure it out. What's my next move? Because at that moment, I have to find somewhere to go. At that moment, I'm in the process mentally still trying to put this salon together. So there's no way I can go work into somebody's salon and sign a contract for a year while I got this going.
Right.
And so I would say probably, I want to say about 2 days. I went hiking. I'm a hiker, so I hike every Sunday.
Okay.
I went hiking one Sunday, and I took a nap, and then I woke up. And I woke up and immediately got on my phone and got on Facebook. And as soon as I got on Facebook, this ad came up. And the ad says, I'm going to paraphrase. The ad says, beautiful West Side Palmdale salon opportunity for a salon owner. And I'm like, what? Am I dreaming? And I clicked down and I dialed the number and called to make sure, because, stuff come in and it doesn't, it's not real.
Absolutely.
And so I clicked on it and called the number, left a message, And it's just, God is so amazing, because when I saw it, I was like, wait, it's like I can literally walk to work. It's like right around the corner from my house, right? And to be honest, when I think about it, I run right around here, and I always run past this place, right? And I would visualize, I would look over there like, I wish I had like a, salon or some, And so I came here that morning, was here before it opened, sitting in the parking lot. Came here, and the owner, which is the nail salon next door, when he walked in, I walked right in behind him. I said, hi, I'm the one who left you a message. And so he says, yeah, I was going to give you a call back. Come on in. So I came in. I stood right here in the middle of the floor. And it was it was like everything just opened up in me. Like, okay, God, this is it. Thank you so much. I stood right here in the middle of the floor, and I said, I write you a check today. Wow. And so it all worked out where I came here to work, because now God opened up the door where I had somewhere to go. I didn't have to worry about where I was going to go. So I had somewhere to go. And while I was here, everything was, going in motion to have this place to be, transferred over to me. And so as far as like the whole concept of Renue Artistry, God gave me a vision about 6 years ago. And the vision was that in the beauty industry, there needs to be unity, some type of unity.
Okay.
Years ago, we would go to hair shows, and you could see that connection. You could see that although we all separate entities doing our own thing, when we came together, we was just like excited. You know what I mean? But now I feel like it's gotten to the point, Right. And so being able to bring us back as a community, almost like a big cosmetology beauty family. Okay. You're my sister, you're my brother. And at the end of the day, there's enough money to be made for all of us. But let's come together. Let's come together to the point of like, let's not badmouth each other. Right. Let's not talk about, oh, well, she don't know how to do hair, or she don't know. Let's do something where we can all come together and help each other. Okay. If you're lacking in the area of, okay, I'm not a perfectionist doing weaves, then I'll help you. You know what I mean? I'm not a perfectionist as pressing hair. I'll help you. Or if I'm lacking in some area, can I come to you and get some help? And I'm not saying you give it to me for free, but be willing to share your expertise, right, so that we all win. Right. I have this motto that, when I win, you win. When you win, we win. When we win, the whole world wins. Imagine that. Yeah. Yeah. Imagine the whole community of beauty. Because right now, at the end of the day, right now, TikTok, YouTube, social media. Right. All of those people in the industry have like taken off, right? Mm-hmm. And a lot of them, the majority of them, they're not working in a salon. You see those videos, but you see them at home. Right. They're home videos. But that's not what the industry was meant to be. It was meant to be a professional space. Let's bring it back to be a professional space. And so having the salon here, when I said it's not just the ordinary salon, my desire is that this space is open where I can bring, they ask, what was your target audience? Of course, my target audience is, professional women, mm-hmm, moms. Wait 1 second. We're going to go back to that. So, like she's saying, she's getting into a really great part of this, how she integrates different aspects of the beauty industry, different professionals, right? We're getting ready to get into all that. And so make sure that you stick around for the next part of this, because it's really great what she's going to break down for you guys. Okay, so something special that we do over here is we're going to get into it is
we have the Brands Expert Podcast Club, right? This is an exclusive club, unique to podcasts. It's something that we wish other podcasts did, and hopefully we can spark that change in podcasts, where we can over deliver and, bring you something exclusive to the podcast, right? So you can learn something, you can learn how to make some money, you can learn how to work with experts. But if you want to get into that, make sure you go to the Champions Playbook, tcp.com/podcast, and you'll be able to see the Brands Experts Podcast Club, how to get involved, all the great stuff that we're doing over there. Unique brand expert mentorships like this. You're getting to be mentored by a brand expert like Dragon. So we're going to get into that right now. And also another spot that you can go to if you really want to get started with the club immediately, get the mentorship, learn how to work with them, learn what they're looking for, things like that. Let's go to brandsexpertspodcast.com/club to immediately get involved. But let's get into this part of everything. Smooth. Yes, sir. All right, so we are in the part of the interview where we're getting into the concept of Renue Artistry. It's a very unique concept. It's the first time that I've personally heard of this concept in this industry. Very unique, kind of how you're tying in different experts in the beauty industry. But we're going to let Cherie get into the specifics of how that's done.
Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, I have a heart for seeing all of us win. And as a seasoned hairstylist, or I would say beauty expert, I should be able to give back to the community as far as the upcoming beauty babies is what I call them.
Right.
And I have so many friends in the industry that I would love to be a part of this. What's the word I want to use? A part of this this journey or this movement.
Wow.
I think that the pandemic definitely put a damper or discouragement in our community. A lot of people that have been doing hair stopped doing hair. Went to go do something else, but in the back of their minds, something that they love to do, but they were forced out. So I want to be able to bring that energy, that positive energy back into our community by opening up Renue Artistry. It's called Renue Artistry so that you can either renew your mind, renew your body and your soul, okay?
Right.
Renewing that go-getter spirit, renewing whatever it is that's within inside of you that needs to be healed, because in order to feel renewed, we got to go in on the inside and heal some things. And so being able to just have that connection with other hairstylists that's like willing to be a part of this, I'm gonna call it a movement, to be a part of this movement to bring the professionalism back, to bring that when our clients sit in our chair, that they feel that level of love and respect, and they feel family. They feel like all my clients, every last one of my clients, they're not just a client, they're my family. Wow. They're my friends. Like, they will sit in my chair and pour out their heart. Wow. And I'm able to share my experience, but then both of us, we could be sitting here and we crying. But all those tears is tears of healing, you know what I mean?
Wow, yeah.
And so that's what I love about this profession, being able to just touch the lives and make changes, being able to, I have clients sit in my chair and talk to me, and I'm like, go home, like in tears, like, oh my God, because there may be some areas within me that need to be, healed, and they help me. So it's a connection that we helping each other. And so one of my clients, when she come, I almost said I was going to steal it to use it for one of my models, but she says, I'm at Renue Artistry Salon getting the new. The new she feels, I got new hair, and my heart, when I leave, she makes me feel. I wish on this interview I had a client that can just express, because I'm expressing what my clients express to me, and it gives me that energy to keep going.
Wow.
It motivates me. So now with this concept of bringing hairstylists together, salon owners together, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I know that God put it in my heart. Just like he put it in my heart to do all these other things that I've been doing.
Right.
I know he's going to make a way. I know that when this salon came about, there's a purpose for it. There was a reason for it. Renue Artistry, the name came as I was sitting on the couch. And God just speaks to me like that. And I'm like, what can I name the salon? You know, could have named it CJ, CP, all these different initials. But I was looking at something on TV one day, and she says, it is important what you name your business. There's power in the name of your businesses that you put out there, you know?
Right.
So my brand, Renue Artistry, is to not only make you feel good on the outside, but to make you feel good on the inside, and the lifestyle of feeling renewed in every area of your life. Knowing that, you know, at the end of the day, I'm not perfect.
Right.
But when clients come in here now, people come in here, they feel the energy. And I set the tone, because that's something that I always wanted. I go in other salons that I worked in, and I maybe try to help them say, let's do this, you know, suggest this. But at the end of the day, it's their business.
It's true.
And they're going to make that decision for themselves. So now all these things that I want to do and all these thoughts that I had, they're coming back up. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to set the tone in my own space, you know. And when people come in here, that's what they feel. That's what they love. That's what they keep coming back in here for. And so I just want, first and foremost, for us as professional hairstylists, owners, to just come together, because there's so many things that I didn't know that I know now because somebody shared it. And so now I want to be able to share it by bringing in different experts to come in here and you know, do sessions and classes for all of us to grow.
That's powerful. So it's kind of like a whole enterprise to grow the whole beauty industry.
Yeah, it sounds so big. It's like, it sounds like it's so much, but I do believe I see it. I see the vision of it, and I know it's going to take baby steps. And so I'm what they say, I'm here for it.
Yeah,
I'm here for the long haul of it manifesting, because that is, I have like different models every year.
Okay.
And that I follow, or what I would say, saying. So last year was trust the process. Imagine that, all that I went through, trust the process.
Right.
So this year is I manifest and know thyself.
Okay.
So I see it. I know it's nothing too impossible for God to do, because one of my favorite scriptures is, greater is he that's within me than he that's in the world. And I love that, because I know that God is giving it to me. He gave me everything that I need to succeed. I just have to tap into it. And so I'm here for it.
You're doing that.
And I look, and I need some help.
Okay. So with that incredible concept, and she's letting everybody know that you know what she needs for sure. With this concept with bringing in different professionals in the beauty industry, is there any expert that you're looking for in particular, like lash techs and you know, let's say like massage therapists? Like, is there any limits to who you may you know, decide to work with and you know, bring in as a part of your community?
So let me say this: here at the salon, the services that we want to offer will be hair, lash, massage therapy, and then you have makeup, you have waxing, and all of that, right? So those are the services that we have here. However, expertise, those that I'm wanting to come in here will be, when I talk about salon owners, I want to bring in people that will help us build and grow our business. Right. So I have friends in Los Angeles that they're waiting, willing to come. One of the guys that I'm going to have come, he does insurance. So for our profession, we're self-employed, right?
Okay.
We have to pay into retirement. We have to pay disability.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so if we don't have those things lined up, then we screwed.
Right.
So I want to definitely bring in experts that will come and help salon owners to make sure they have everything, what they say, every T crossed and every I dotted, you know? And so if that's making sure your insurance is up to date, making sure that you have the disability plans, I want to be able to bring in these experts to come and share that with us, right? Also, and that's just from, the business side of it, right?
Right.
But then also bring in the experts for stylists, right? So here's one. I've been out here in this valley for 30 something years, and I came from Los Angeles. When I first came here to work, people were like, oh, the people out here in Lancaster, Palmdale, they don't know how to do hair. They unprofessional, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, why? And if you're, well, where you come from? I'm from LA. So, I'll let you do my hair. But why was that issue, right?
Right.
So being able to come together so that we can be at least on the same page. You learn things in cosmetology school, right? You learn the theory, you learn the practical, but outside of that, you have to keep growing and evolving. Wow. So being able to bring that professionalism as far as one, why do you have your clients sitting here waiting for 5 hours before you even get to them?
Right.
Those kind of things,
Yeah.
Because when one do it, they think we all do it.
It's true.
So I want us to be able to just come together and say, hey, let's just brainstorm. Let's collaborate together and figure out why is it that I do that? Because there's a reason why we do what we do.
Absolutely.
There will be a reason why I let my client sit here for 2 hours and I'm not even here. Yeah. When I'm running 5-10 minutes behind, I'm like, it just pierces my soul, right? Because my client, they have things to do too. Time don't wait for nobody, right?
It doesn't.
But my time is valuable.
Absolutely.
Your time is valuable. Absolutely. And we need to treat you as such. So bringing in, just coming together just to network, collaborate, and then figure out what it is. And not to take offense to you're that person, but let's see what we can do to help you not be that individual anymore. And then see the growth in your business, see the growth in yourself. You know what I mean? So everybody have their own background, where they come from and what they, how they think and how they process things. Right. But if I see there's an issue, then we should be able to come together and fix it,
Absolutely.
Because we don't need nobody else taking over. Robots definitely can't take over our industry, but let me tell you, they coming.
They are. Wow.
Because I sit there and let a robot do my hair, and they on time. I'm just kidding.
It's the way people are trying to make these things do so much stuff.
Yeah.
You can't be surprised, but wow, the way you understand this business and this industry is really high level, and I like the way you broke down the concept of what you're doing. It's so incredible, especially that you're an entrepreneur as well. I mean, there's so many different things you could do. You could bring schools in and show the girls the power of entrepreneurship, show the different industries that you have in here, show what's possible from a female Black entrepreneur. It's so incredible.
Can I share one thing?
Absolutely.
Am I allowed to share? Yeah, I'll share this. Mm-hmm. I will share this. I am on the board of business for Learn for Life Academy.
Okay.
And my business here is partnering up with them to be able to do that, what you just mentioned.
Right.
To be able to have this program for cosmetologists.
Wow. Okay.
And so when they have the students there, my salon is open for them to do apprenticeship, to be a mentor. So I let the cat out the bag. No.
Okay. No.
But God, that's what I'm saying. I see it, and God definitely strategically put it together. But I'm placed in all these different areas of networking to where it's coming. Mm-hmm. Being able to have those new hairstylists coming up in the industry and help guide them through, and not only will they learn something from me, but I'm going to learn something from them as well. So I'm excited about that, being a part of this new chapter of my life and this, community. I'm excited about it. And I know God didn't put this right here for Renue Artistry for no reason.
Wow.
There's great purpose for this salon.
Thank you for that. And thank you for opening here. You could have did this wherever you wanted to do this, but you chose this Antelope Valley. You chose to believe in this community.
Oh yeah.
So thank you for that, because it's incredible that you're doing this here, where it's needed, where opportunities are needed, where women leadership is needed,
right?
Where Black women leadership is needed, and you're the face of it, especially in this industry.
Right.
So thank you for that. Thank you for what you're doing at Learn for Life on the board, and thank you for integrating that with the apprenticeship. So just tying your business into so much growth opportunities for the community is just so incredible.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Right, because people need to know about opportunity. Entrepreneurship is so special because it gives you opportunity to build limitlessly.
Right.
You can provide $1 million worth of value for a job, and they may, just say thank you.
Right.
You may not get a bonus. You may not, be able to really grow properly. And if there's a life emergency, say, there's a hardship, something like that, they may just be thinking about their bottom line. Like, okay, well, if you're not going to be able to come to work in the next 2 months, there's not much we can do for you.
Right.
But you showing the power of entrepreneurship is limitless.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited about it.
We want to come check it out when you're doing the apprenticeship and meet these people and just see the impact in the community. Mm-hmm. To actually visualize it so the world can see it.
Right.
Because the world needs to see it.
Right.
Wow. Okay, so we're kind of a little bit tight on time. We're getting to one more piece, and we'll go to the back part of this interview. But we're going to have to do another episode just because of how powerful the story is and just the impact that she's having. We're going to have to continue this on another or multiple episodes, but it's definitely going to be worth the wait. So be on the lookout for that, right? Because I'm not going to shortchange anybody and try to rush through any of the questions. The way she understands the business and industry, that's what Brands Experts podcast is about. Brands marketing the expertise through podcasting. And an expert needs to be able to go into detail with what they're talking about and what they're doing, because if you just, tap on the surface, you don't really understand, like the way Cherie broke down how she's going to have the apprenticeship. Well, if we would have just lightly tapped on the concept of Renue Artistry, we wouldn't know that side of it.
Right.
So now anybody that ever sees this, they can come in, see how to apply for the apprenticeship, see what that's about, see about opportunities, and bet on themselves and bet on their dreams. Because your dreams are worth it.
Right.
Don't ever think your dreams aren't worth it. They are worth it. If you put them down, pick them back up, and realize them, because she has a full, expert level design shop right here, and because she believed in it. What was the trust? She trusted the process.
Trust the process.
All right.
Let me tell you.
Okay. So this is the last part we'll get into. Then we'll go to the back part of this. But This is an interesting question. What was the idea behind the name of the brand? I know you got into that a little bit, but if you can get into, a little bit more of that.
The idea of the name Renue?
Yes.
I think, like I said, being able to go on this journey of self-healing, self-love, love thyself, know thyself, I understood that I had to, and I guess I'm going to go a little deep, I had to deal with some childhood traumas.
Okay.
I had to deal with some things that was causing me to be stagnant, that was blocking me from being my full potential person. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so I feel like I went on that journey. I like dealt with some childhood traumas that caused me to limit my relationships, that caused me to, not communicate with my mom, have that relationship. And so I feel like it's so funny. I feel like that so many areas that I was healed from, and it just happened like I'm 20, so during the pandemic, pretty much. I went on that journey. And so being able to heal those areas of my life in those different relationships, I felt renewed.
Right.
And so I think that when God gave me that word, renew, I'm like, oh, okay. So it just all came full circle.
Right.
Because it was more like, if he could do it for me, he definitely can do it for you. But sometimes we need that help.
Right.
Sometimes we need those people. I mean, I went through therapy. I had a therapist, and my therapist would talk to me about certain things to help guide me through. And so I believe that word was just there. And then to say Renue Artistry, we are artists. We recreate, right? But in order to create and really mentally process that, we have to get rid of those blockage.
Absolutely.
So that was like certain things was blocking me. So Renue Artistry is here to help you. Like I said, it's not just a hair salon or hairstyle change, but a lifestyle. My life literally changed in a matter of a year of taking that time to step back and say, God, I want to unpack. I want to unlock those things that are holding me back. And I need them to go. And so I was able to unpack a lot of things. Am I perfect today? No, because there's some things I'm going to continue to unpack. I'm like 53 years old, so I got a lot of stuff. But there's some things that I'm going to continue to unpack, and I want to be able to use that experience in helping other people unpack. So whatever those blockage are, as far as like how I say, what makes you feel like it's okay to have someone sitting and not value their time? What makes you think that it's okay? And I believe that there's something inside of you that needs to be unpacked. There's something inside of you that you need to recognize. And then now give you, I have a heart of compassion. I've always had a heart of compassion, but even more. And then you have humility. You're now more humble, so renew every area. Wow. And let the artistry within you flow and come out. That makes sense.
No, it makes a world of sense. The way you broke it down was very powerful because, most people have gone through so many different things, and some people have never thought that they need to renew certain things and kind of take a fresh look, like you say, unpack, kind of go through kind of exactly what's going on. And so that's really, really, really important. So
renew the mindset.
Absolutely. So we're going to get into, let me see, we got one bonus piece that we are going to tap into. It's one of the most important pieces of this interview. And let me see what it is. It is what makes Renue Artistry unique as a brand. We're going to get into that when we get into the back part of this. So stay tuned because, it's very important. All right. So we're at the back part of this Brands Experts podcast interview with Cherie Payne. Like, she's really got into everything she does in a very unique way, but very articulate. She understands her brand. She understands her community. She understands her clients. She understands her staff. And that's what you need if you have a brand. You need to understand what you're doing, how it operates, and how to grow it. Right. So, she breaks all that down in a great way. So, if you're watching this, there's going to be another interview with her on Brands Expert Podcast. There's so much that we didn't even get to, but be on the lookout for that because that's coming 2023. So be on the lookout for that. We're only in February. So much of the year that has to come. So, be on the lookout for that. So, yes. And we're so glad to have you on as a part of Black History Month.
Yes.
So, thank you.
I just got the chills when you said that.
Right. So it's just meant to be. So we'll get into the last part we'll get into before we get into the back part of this interview. And that is what makes Renue Artistry unique as a brand. There's so many different hair salons, that you can go to. And most of them, they go in there they see a salon, they're expecting, they're going to get their hair done. But there's so much more that you guys offer. So if you can get into what makes Renue Artistry unique as a brand, that'd be great.
So I would say what makes Renue Artistry unique as a brand, one, it will be the diversity that we have here. Okay. Two, it blesses me to when people come in here, they say, "This is good." A Black woman, a salon owner in this community in Palmdale, if you know what I mean.
Yes, yes.
I think it makes it unique that God has given me the ability and the strength to be able to put my foot here in this valley as a Black woman, right?
Right.
But then still open to have that diversity here in the salon. It's very unique because when I came here, the individuals that were here before I purchased the salon, they're still here. So we have Armenian, we have Asian, and we have Black.
Wow.
And we also have Thai.
Wow.
And so to me, it's the collectiveness of the woman. So the uniqueness is that whoever comes into this salon, we don't have to turn them down. Whatever nationality you are, we're able to take care of you. And you don't have to, go to the next spot looking. You can come right here and we will do our best to make sure that you have a pleasant experience. And so I think that's the uniqueness. And I'm just, like when you said Black History Month, it just gave me the chills because, like I said, I am a Black woman that dared to believe in myself, but dared to believe in God, that I opened up this salon in the middle of, or transitioning from pandemic to now what they're saying is a recession.
Right.
Crazy, right?
Right.
So just having that unity and being able to touch the lives of so many people, men and women.
Right. And the diverse services too, right?
And the diverse services that is offered here.
So would you ever have a barber?
I would love to have a barber here.
Really? Wow.
I would love to have a barber here just to have a male presence here. However, I don't know how he would feel, like synced in here with all this female energy.
Right? No, I mean, I think that will be something great because I've never been to a salon that I feel I like if getting my hair cut here, I would feel comfortable. And that's because the type of music that she plays, it's very
jazz.
Yes, anybody can enjoy it, and there's so many benefits from jazz. What it does to your mind, what it does to your body, and that's what she's playing a lot here. It's very relaxing. It's just it doesn't even feel like a traditional salon. It kind of feels like opportunities are endless. It doesn't feel like, oh well, I'm a male. I don't want to be in here. I don't feel that. And I've been in here multiple times.
Really?
Really, it does not. It doesn't give that that kind of vibe here.
Okay.
It doesn't. Seriously, it just from the open concept to uniqueness in colors, very versatile. It's very open to so many different opportunities.
Well, I would love a barber in here. I would love.
Okay. So we're speaking in existence. So any barber seeing this in Antelope Valley, Los Angeles area, anybody looking to relocate to Antelope Valley, come in here, talk to Cherie, just actually kind of, meet the staff, see what's going on, see the feel, because it's like nothing you've ever experienced in a salon, at least me personally.
I love that.
Yes. So now, I wish we could have really continued this longer, but people have things to do. She is running the business right here. So we'll at least get into some of these questions. Okay. What did you enjoy about being on this podcast? This episode?
Being able to share. My experience, because I think my experience from the beginning to now definitely will be able to encourage somebody. Even if there's somebody out there that you're in a position where you're entertaining, I want to open up a salon.
Right.
I want to open up a business. I'm here to just encourage you that if it's one, God's will, it's going to be done.
Right.
But stay focused, stay persistent, And so I think the most important part for me is to be able to, be able to share.
Okay.
And be very transparent and honest about what I went through to get here.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Because a lot of people might walk up and think this was an overnight process, but
no, not at all.
There's a lot more to it.
Yes.
Okay. Would you recommend other brand owners get on this podcast?
I definitely would, because as I understand, one, your voice needs to be heard. Two, your story needs to be heard. Mm-hmm. And in turn, you'll be able to grow more. But then also being on this, podcast and feeling comfortable with you and the questions and your response, and then your expertise in, sharing as well, like giving your feedback, like how you just gave your feedback about the salon, and
right.
As a male's perspective or point of view walking in here, that you would feel comfortable. So it's not just like, oh, it's just for women. So right. Just having your expertise too, and your feel of being in my business, right. And being able to share. So yeah, I would definitely, if there's any opportunity for someone else to, when you approach them to be on the podcast, I think it would be a good thing, because not only am I talking to you, but now once it's being aired,
absolutely,
everybody else will be able to hear and see.
All right. Okay. Do you feel like being on this podcast, since this is the brand's first, we get to say it, first podcast that they've been on video? So did this make you more comfortable with getting on podcasts in the future, or as video podcasts? Oh,
for sure. I've always wanted to do a podcast. I actually want to do my own, but
okay.
I've always wanted to do a podcast. Okay. And I think it's so funny, because God is strategically putting all this together. Right. Because my story has to be heard, mm-hmm. in order for all of these things to manifest.
Right. And
so I just want to say thank you for believing in my brand.
Right.
And seeing the vision of where my brand is going. Because in order for you to see the vision, if you don't see it, then I don't see you approaching me.
Right. No, I see it.
I don't see you coming and saying, I believe in, they're going to leave an impact. Because there's so many other businesses that could be approached.
Right.
And so you approach my business. So I think that, yeah.
I had a vision when I went to the last ambassador meeting. And I said, well, actually before that's when we met at the new members
Chamber meeting?
chamber. Hold on, it's an orientation.
Oh, okay.
So I said, you know, I was doing something out of town for business. And I said, you know what? I'm going to meet her. And I want to learn about this brand. I want to learn about it today. So we talked, and then you invited me here just so we can, you know, get to know each other a little bit. A little background about, you know, what we do. From that moment, meeting the staff, the way they talk about you was like, okay, I need to invite her on. Because
Aww.
yes, because the lady that sits in the front first chair,
Zovic.
all right, she just, you were doing something, talking to somebody, but she just kind of let me know how great you were, and I said, wow, I mean, she has no reason to tell me all this, and I'm
Right.
just like, okay, this is a sign. You know, and then on the same day, the current CEO of the Antelope Valley Chamber, Vicky Ventura, came in. The way she embraces you, embrace your brand, showed you the marketing that, you know, is going on with your brand. But just seeing that too, the way that the community is embracing you and believing in you, was just a blessing. So it just made me feel like, okay, this is the first salon we need to interview. We need to set the standard high from the beginning. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up there.
I had the chills.
All right, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up there. We're going to tell you, thank you for checking out the podcast. And we want to let you know where to find Cherie online, if you can.
You can find Renue Artistry at renueartistrysalon.com. So that's RENUE Artistry, ARSTR. You know how to spell it.
Right.
RenueArtistrySalon.com can be found online.
And also the same on Instagram, right?
And the Instagram is Renue Artistry on Instagram.
All right. So thank you for everything. The way you broke it down, the way you put it all together, really incredible. Everything you're doing here is incredible.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And we look forward to Renue Artistry and Cherie on future episodes, because we only got to the tip of the iceberg with this, just because the way she understands her brand, the way she breaks it down is really incredible. So be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout for what Renue Artistry does around this country and around the world, because she's not just going to be right here going through her story. She's going to be traveling, breaking this down. So be on the lookout for that. She does a lot of other things too. She is an author. She has other brands. We're going to get into those. So Cherie is a game changer, the way she breaks everything she does down.
Oh, thank you. I have the chills.
Oh, yes.
Thank you so much.
We got into Black History Month the right way with Cherie, and we want to continue this. So thank you, Cherie, for everything that you do.
Thank you.
All right. Great expert right here. Get to know her.